Thank you for joining us today at Dwarven Enterprise, the home of lighting without wiring. Today, what I'd like to demonstrate is how we're going to light this small village. We're actually going to mount a lamplighter underneath the layout. We're then going to drill some holes up through into some of the buildings because many of them have actually been already glued down to the structure. And then we're going to insert some lamps and we'll turn them on. And this should take us all of about 10 minutes to light this village country scene. Right, so now we're underneath the layout and my first job is to actually mount the lamplighter. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've put in one screw, I've just put the other screw in. Good. So now I've got the lamplighter secure, I've got the power into it, and I'm ready to go. My next job is to now start drilling underneath my buildings. The spot has been already marked. You're going to see that up here. That's where the building is, and I'm going to drill a hole right through into there so that I can stick the fiber up. Let's go. All right, good. That's gone through. We're ready to go. I was using there a 1/16 inch drill bit because that's going to match the fiber size of a 1.5 millimeter fiber extremely well. So having drilled the hole, it's time to put the fiber in. So here we go. Stick the fiber up into the hole, put it up into the building, up it goes. Yep, I can adjust the height a bit later, but let's now stick the other end of the fiber into the lamplighter box. So we've got here a building which hasn't been glued down, so this is very much even easier than everything else. So I'm just going to take a hole, drill a hole down through this into the scenery, and then what I can do is just insert the fiber directly into that hole from the top, making it very, very simple to do. The fiber is in there. I actually had to drill a hole in the bottom of the building, which you see there, so I'm just going to line that up with the fiber so that goes in, and now, good, I'm ready to actually then stick the fiber into the box, and then we'll be done. So now it's time to mount some lights, and I've decided we're going to mount some carriage lamps over in this scenery here. So let's move over the scenery, and first thing is just to drill a hole, and I think I'd like one at the entrance to this whole area. So let's now take the lamps and we're actually going to put those in. So taking one, stick the fiber down into the hole. There we go. Right, feed the fiber down. Good, so now we've got all three lamps. Now it is time to go back underneath and just stick them into the lamplighter. Alright, so now we've got those fibers from the lamps. I've got these, they're a little bit too long, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my snippers and snip those off. Done, ready. Now I'm just going to stick those into the box. Done. So now we've got all of our fiber optics in. It's taken us only 10 minutes, and now time is to turn it on. Bingo! And our little farm has come to life. So you've probably noticed that that house was a little bit on the bright side, or at least it was for me. Unfortunately, I labeled this H for house. So I'm going to trace that line down into my lamp box. There it is. And I'm just going to pull that out very slightly, and you'll see that the light actually diminished up in the house. So that's how you can adjust the light level very, very simply. One of the things you can do is you can actually change the color of those. So all I do is I grab some orange Tamiya paint. It's a translucent paint, and I put a drop of that on the end of this fiber. And you can see the effect of that if we now look over at the street lamps that are there in the village. And the nice color, but I'm still a bit worried about that light in that house. I think that's a little bit on the bright side, too white. So let's change that. we decided that that house was a bit too bright, so I've just pulled the fiber out from underneath, and I'm just going to touch my paintbrush to it. I've got a little bit of orange paint on there. That should be enough. And now we're going to just stick it back up into the hole which we had. There we go. All right, good. Okay, up into the building, and the job is done.